Feeling of unbelief that it did happen a year ago, and that it did happen already a year ago. And even more so that it's still happening.
11,000 Ukrainians have come to BC since the Russian invasion, according to the province. City News spoke to those impacted as they mark a year into the war. Father Mikhailo Ozorovich can't believe it's been that long since the invasion of his home country. The pastor of Holy Eucharist Cathedral in New Westminster says his parish has been busy the last 12 months helping Ukrainian refugees.
We have touched over 1,000 people with our help in one way or another, anything from filling out documents to airport pickup to helping here with a social insurance number, MSP, guiding there through like settlement process here, finding housing, over 400 housings that we were able to arrange.
He says just about everyone at the parish knows someone, a son, brother, parent, or distant relative fighting in the war. This includes 2 young girls who came to BC with their mothers. Both of their fathers are on the front lines.
I came with my husband and with 2 kids. We had no one in Canada.
Maria El Sayed and her family traveled to BC from Ukraine with just $300. They've settled in with jobs and school, but it's still difficult.
When I feel myself happy, I remember about people who are hurting now. And especially I had friends in all of Ukraine and different cities. And I know what they are living in right now, and their life is disaster.
One long nightmare. We feel like it's not a year, but we feel like we're still back in February 24, 2022.
Kosta Mashkov moved to BC from Ukraine several years ago. When the war broke out, his mom's sister and niece joined him. He says his sister found work and his niece goes to school, but it's hard for them to plan for the future.
It's difficult to stay on positive note because when it just started, everyone was thinking, okay, week, a month, but now it's a year, and now you start thinking, okay, if it's already 1 year, who knows, maybe it's 3, 5, 10.
Chad Martz has seen the devastation in Ukraine firsthand. He's been dividing his time between Chilliwack and the front lines, where he's been providing humanitarian help. He estimates his group, Hungry for Life, has provided about 2.4 million pounds of food since the war began. He says the resolve of Ukrainians is what keeps him going.
To be with a person who had just lost their home due to a rocket attack, and he's standing like right in front of his home, and we're asking like, how are you going to make it? And the resolve is like, and this one I'll never forget. He just said, with tears in our hands, we will rebuild.
Back at Holy Eucharist Cathedral, Ozorovich says while it's hard to predict what the next year will bring, there is hope.
To move forward towards the victory, towards celebrating victory over evil, victory over tyranny, and a great hope and desire and longing to go back home and embrace, hug my parents again and visit the places and start rebuilding.
In New Westminster, Monika Gul, City News.